Greetings, everyone. I am Martina Cevero, Oracle card reader, astrologer, certified infinite possibilities coach, and founder and creator of Finding Treasure, The Journey Home. I'm so grateful that you are here. Welcome to my channel. In case no one has told you today, you are beautiful, just the way you are. You are precious and adored and loved beyond all measure. You are valued. You are worthy. You are needed. You are stronger than you think. You are here for a reason. You are going to get through any challenges that you may be facing. Don't give up before the miracle happens. You are not alone. You are safe and you are protected. And did I mention, I'm so happy you are here. I hope you will stay for a while. Slow down. Take time to breathe. Put your feet up. Relax. Take this time for yourself. You are worth it. This time together is for you. Love gathers here, and you are always welcome. And I hope that you will return. Today, I'm here with the energy forecast for the week of October the 22nd to October the 28th. What do Spirit, our angels, guides, and light workers want us to know for our highest good? See what Spirit has to say. Special thanks goes out to all those who viewed last week's video, left a comment, or subscribed to my channel. I'm truly honored and most grateful. If you're new here, make sure you click that subscribe button. And if you're seeing value in this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and a share. It really makes a huge difference. In the description box below, you will find all the links to everything I mentioned in this video. I've also provided timestamps to help you find the information you're looking for quickly and easily. Remember to leave a comment. I'd love to hear from you. If you are looking for information on what is going on in the heavens, I have created a list of some of the astrologers that I follow and put it in the description box below, along with a link to one of their social media platforms. Many of them post on more than one platform, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, and have their own websites. A simple search and you will find them. But even simpler, I invite you to follow me on Facebook and Instagram, where I will continue to share their posts on my pages, so you will find their information there as well. A one-stop shop, so to speak. So now, let us ask Spirit, God, the universe, Yahweh, Source, Creator, Allah, Brahma, Jehovah, our higher power. What empowering message do Spirit, our angels, guides, and light workers want us to know for our highest good for the week ahead? From Rebecca Campbell's The Healing Waters Oracle card deck, we are gifted with Mother of the Salt Waters. From the guidebook, essential meaning, passion, wild love. Open your heart. Let love in. The ocean's unknowable, untamable, vast beauty has beguiled humans since time began, and numerous deities are associated with her salt waters, from the Greek goddess Amphitrite, wife of the sea god Poseidon, to Yemaya, West Africa's queen of the sea, and from Doris, the Greek goddess of fertility and the abundance of the ocean, to Aphrodite, the Greek goddess of love and beauty, who was born out of sea foam. The ocean is a symbol of the feminine mysteries, love, beauty, and great passion. This card delivers with it a message of love as deep as the ocean and passion as intense as the deepest blue sea. It's an invitation to welcome the feminine qualities within you and to really let yourself dream. It's an invitation to see the beauty all around you and to let love in. It could indicate that great love is on the horizon, or that a new passion is drawing near. The Mother of the Salt Waters could be a sign that new love or new relationships are about to enter your life. Or if they are already here, perhaps you're being called to open your heart and be even more embracing and loving. If you're facing conflict, how can you soften your heart while remaining true to yourself? How can you embrace the people in your life? How can you trust more and welcome the holding and support? Soul inquiry. How can you let more love into your life? What a beautiful message for us for the week ahead. This card delivers with it a message of love as deep as the ocean and passion as intense as the deepest blue sea. It's an invitation to welcome the feminine qualities within you and to really let yourself dream. I'm remembering last week in my favorite quote from Brad Pitt, I'm going to ask for the impossible. I'm going to ask for it all. What is holding me back from truly believing that I can receive what is seemingly impossible? I was listening to CBC's Now or Never latest episode entitled Breaking Free, Quitting Jobs, Escaping Relationships, and Embracing Vices. I love this podcast. And on this episode, we were hearing from people turning their lives upside down in order to find freedom. Trevor Dineen interviewed Gilad Cohen, who is in a small studio in downtown Toronto. These days, Gilad makes his living as an artist, but just over a year ago, his workday looked a lot different and it left him with a lot of stress. Before 2012, Gilad was working with North Korean refugees and helping with resettlement efforts both in Toronto and in South Korea. Despite the successes that came along with the work, the one thing he had trouble doing was convincing his own family that this was work worth doing. All of that changed when his mom sat down with him and watched a film on North Korea. Moved by the impact it had on his family, Gilad wondered what would happen if he could pack a cinema full of people and recreate this experience. So, in 2012, Gilad put together a team of people, launched a festival, and set the roots for what would eventually become Jayu. Stemming from their roots in North Korean human rights awareness, the organization was named Jayu, which means freedom in Korean. Although their organization now focuses on global human rights issues, they kept the name to pay homage to their roots. Jayu is a charitable organization that serves young artists in Toronto through workshops and events. Gilad founded the organization in 2012. What started as a small film festival grew into a charity with employees whose salaries he was now responsible for, a board of directors, and a $1 million operating budget that Gilad had to raise every single year. For Gilad, that meant a lot of fundraising and a lot of numbers to crunch. Knee-deep, neck-deep in spreadsheets, he felt like he got swallowed up in his job. Let's listen to some of this inspiring, thought-provoking interview.
Being an arts knee deep, elbow deep, neck deep, eyebrow deep in spreadsheets. I got swallowed up in my job. Being the founder of a charity, the success of the organization is inherently tied to your own success. So if you fail, if you don't get a grant or something like that, it feels like you personally have failed as well. It's an insurmountable amount of pressure that you put on yourself. I would say that I was the epitome, the poster child of not being balanced. Food, nutrition, gym? What gym? What are we talking about here? It's just anxiety. I'd wake up every day, have a glass of anxiety. I was just an anxious mess. And it starts to become normalized that we're giving so much of ourselves away in order to create this better society. I actually had a mental breakdown towards the end of my time at Jayu. I had to take a 3-month leave. And then I did my Eat, Pray, Love thing. I went to Nepal. I climbed a mountain. I started feeling a lot better. I started meditating. I stopped drinking. I was feeling a lot more whole. And one day in Nepal, I never told anybody this, but I had a dream that I was in a Zoom meeting with my staff, and immediately I was thrown back into that anxious place again. And I realized in that moment that I had probably given everything that I could to the organization, and it was time to go. Art, to me, is like medicine. And so it came to a certain point where I realized maybe my anxiety at work is coming from the fact that I'm not able to give myself that space to create. I was providing these big, beautiful platforms for photographers and filmmakers and poets to express themselves. But all I was doing was just writing the grants to create that space. And so it was clear. The writing was on the wall. It was time to give up one dream, a very stable dream, a dream that pays my rent, for something maybe a little bit more unstable, but, to bet on myself a little bit more. Ever since I was a young kid, I wanted to be an artist. And growing up in an immigrant household with a single mother, artist is not an option. It's like lawyer, doctor, engineer, something that makes money. So being an artist was never a thing. It wasn't until my mid-30s where I realized, because I'd seen so many artists around me that were able to make a career and make ends meet, that being an artist was even a remote possibility. And so I had to go through a huge personal journey where I had to undo and unlearn a bunch of the things that I was raised to know. But I was also afraid because I'm 39 years old. Is this a midlife crisis? Am I really going to become an artist? I was kind of worried to figure out what parts of myself would I unpack. But I think the thing that worried me the most was, would this organization survive without me there? And what would happen if this thing died? Was it all for nothing? So I grappled with that for a long time, and then I realized, if this organization continues, amazing, more people get to be impacted. But if it stops existing, if it has to go under, that's also really, really great, because for the 11 years that it was there, it had an undeniable impact and it helped build community in really powerful ways. And so I made peace with that.
A lot of people dream about walking away from their 9-to-5 jobs. They think about all the things they could do if they didn't have to go to work the next day. For Gilad, the first day after leaving his job looked restful.
I slept in. Honestly, it felt like a huge weight off my shoulders. I called my cousin in Florida. We met up in Maine and we went camping. We splurged. I got like a yurt with hot water inside. I was like glamping. I felt free. But I remember the first day after I opened my studio, I just locked the door. I put a record on, and for 6 straight hours, I just lied down on the floor and just meditated. I had no pressure, no accountability to anybody but myself, but I no longer had this like $1 million beast hanging over my shoulders. I was able to just have this space now where I could create. And so it felt very freeing. What we're gonna do, the secret to this is every time the light flashes, you're gonna slightly adjust a little bit. So what that means is, like, if you're holding like this, once I take the picture and light flashes, you go like that a little, you can put your chin down a bit. Being a new full-time artist and not being on a salary comes with certain sacrifices. I have to be more financially responsible. I can't get everything that I want. I can't go on as many vacations as I want. And I do have to take gigs sometimes that I don't like doing. So are bills being paid? Yes. Am I doing the dream work 24/7? No. But some of that responsibility that I used to hate having, I no longer have anymore. And so for that, I'm really grateful. This work can be really lonely. There are many days where I welcome the loneliness. It gives me time to, think and create. I miss the hustle and the bustle sometimes that came with being an executive director. I miss being up on stage with some of our world's most incredible people. But my studio space also doubles as a lounge. I invite people to come in here and have conversation. I invite people to come in here and spend time with me. And my mom and I FaceTime like 2 to 3 times a day. I counter it with just a lot more friendship. Basically, my great-grandfather was murdered by Nazis in 1940, 1941, when my grandmother was 4 years old in Romania. She had to be put into an orphanage where she lived until she was 18. And that story impacted us when we grew up. We learned about her suffering. We learned about her struggles as a Jewish person. And of course, we learned about this thing called never again. Yet people all across the world continue to suffer. And so I'm working on a portrait series right now. I've sourced a light bulb from the year my great-grandfather was murdered. So I'm photographing people with light from the Holocaust to shed a light on human rights stories today. When my great-grandfather was murdered, Nazis raided the home and stole a bunch of gems and jewelry. And so I'm photographing 18 individuals, people who've escaped from North Korea, refugees from Afghanistan, Syria. And not only am I photographing them in this old light, but I'm also encrusting them with these gems as a way for me to reclaim what was stolen from me, but also as a way so that when you're looking at these portraits, light literally shines back onto you. And the exhibition's called Never Again, and Again, and Again, and it will be debuting in 2024. It sometimes feels that we are living in a time that feels more divided and in more pain than ever. Jews aren't free. Muslims aren't free. Christians aren't free. Nobody is free until everybody is free. Until apartheids come to an end in the Middle East, until occupations come to an end in the Middle East. And for me, the awareness piece is the most important. How can we solve our world's problems that sometimes feel so intractable without even knowing about them in the first place? And so I use my art as a way to stir that conversation, to help people become aware that there's still very real human suffering that's happening day to day. Being an artist comes with a certain amount of privilege. It might sound romantic to just say, blow it up and leave and follow your dreams. And I recognize that not a lot of people can do that. I think about single mothers. I think about newcomers who don't know the language. I think about people who face all kinds of systemic injustice. But oftentimes, the thing that is stopping us is sometimes ourselves. And for me, the thing that stopped me from pursuing my career as an artist for the longest time was me. It was me doubting myself. And the moment I dropped all that weight, all that doubt, and really started believing in myself a lot more, the decision to pursue my dream didn't just become possible, it became a no-brainer. And so, when thinking about what that dream of yours is, maybe ask yourselves all the reasons why it will work out rather than all the reasons it won't.
Are there things that we were raised to know that we need to undo, unlearn? What do we want to create? What have we dreamed of creating but haven't taken that first step to do it? What is holding us back? Gilad says, it sometimes feels that we are living in a time that feels more divided and in more pain than ever. Nobody is free until everybody is free. We understand that not a lot of people can just leave their jobs to follow their dreams. Oftentimes, the thing that is stopping us is sometimes ourselves. The thing that stopped Gilad from pursuing his career as an artist for the longest time was himself. He says, it was me doubting myself. And the moment I dropped all that weight, all that doubt, and really started believing in myself a lot more, the decision to pursue my dream didn't just become possible, it became a no-brainer. When thinking about what that dream of yours is, maybe ask yourselves all the reasons why it will work out rather than all the reasons it won't. And in releasing our self-doubt and taking those steps to pursue those dreams that light us up and set our hearts on fire, perhaps that is the best answer to the mother of the salt waters soul inquiry. How can you let more love into your life? Amen. Aho. And so it is. For those who would like to listen to the full interview with Gilad, as well as the stories of others turning their lives upside down in order to find freedom, I will include a link to this episode of CBC's Now or Never podcast in the description box below. I hope you will check it out. This empowering message from Mother of the Saltwaters was for anyone who happens to read or listen to it. Now, let's make this more personal. I invite you to tune into your intuition. Let go of all worries and distractions just for this short time. Let's gather our energies and come back to our heart. Hand on heart, breathe slowly and deeply, and take a look at these 3 cards. Which one is calling to you? Ask yourself, what message, what wisdom does Spirit have for me for the week ahead? Do you feel called to card number 1. Or does your intuition say, yes, it's card number 2? Or does your intuition say, nope, card number 3? Card number 1 is from Mike Billy's Notes from the Universe on Abundance card deck. Note, this is not an oracle card deck. Note from the universe. You want what you want because you know it's possible. If it wasn't, you wouldn't. This is powerful. Embrace it for whatever else you believe or don't believe. This belief alone can take you the distance. And what you want wants you, the universe. Card number 2 is from Colette Baron-Reid's The Enchanted Map Oracle card deck, number 20, Lying. You have the power to see things from a higher perspective. If you were a bird flying high in the air, what would you see? When you soar above life's challenges and opportunities, a new perspective becomes available. Today, you have invisible wings that allow you to swiftly bring your circumstances into alignment with your highest purpose. This is a sign that your waiting is over, that all your hard work has paid off, and the things you hoped for are no longer beyond your scope. You have the ability to reach for the stars and find one with your name on it. Spread your wings and soar. The angels are waiting for you. Card number 3 is from Kyle Gray's Keepers of the Light Oracle card deck, Commander Ashtar, Call to Action. Take charge, lead by example, walk your talk, extend a message. You are receiving a call to action and being asked to step up and create the changes you want to see in the world. Divine inspiration is all around you, and Ashtar and his legion of cosmic angels are standing by to offer you loving support. Know that you are being encouraged to be honest, assertive, and true in a loving way. You may find your ego trying to hold you back, but know that when you take the first step, the next one will soon follow. Take some time to connect with the universe by looking up at the stars, knowing that there are loving beings of light gazing back down on you. You are not alone. About Ashtar, also known as Commander Ashtar, is a multidimensional being who promotes truth, peace, and harmony between the planets. He is said to be an extraterrestrial, but appears in human form so that he can communicate at heart level with all those on earth who call on him. He is part of the Great White Brotherhood, a congregation of light beings who work to bring healing to the world, and is a wonderful guide to those who are feeling the call to bring positivity, healing, and inspiration to those around them. He lifts up the hearts of leaders and inspires them to walk their path with complete integrity. May these interpretations be a guide. Allow understanding to unfold within you. Honor your individual wisdom from within over the coming week as you open yourself to the message of the card that you have picked. Stay open and curious and listen to the still small voice from within that you can always rely upon. trust Spirit. Wow, such beautiful, powerful messages. Is there something from today's video that speaks to your heart? I would love to know, and to know which card you picked and how its message resonated with you. Tell me in the comments below. Love to hear from you. No matter where we are on our life's journey, Spirit, God, our Creator, the universe, is always with us, loves us dearly, and only wants the best for us. We are divinely guided and protected, finding the treasure in the challenges. That's what I try to do, and I can help you do it too. I would be most honored and happy to be of service to you. Follow me on Facebook and Instagram, and be sure to explore my website. It's easy to navigate and to find, schedule, and pay for services with just the click of a button. You're also able to book a free consultation with me. In the description box below, you'll find all the links to everything I mentioned in this video. You will also find a link to my upbeat and/or inspiring music playlist and direct links to some of the videos in my Getting to Know Me playlist. Be sure to check them out. Sending you so much love. I send you more than enough. May you be blessed with everything you need and so much more. Have a wonderful week ahead. Namaste.